Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA. Street Top Radio LA, man, I appreciate you guys tapping in each and every Tuesday to my show. Make sure y'all follow me on my YouTube channel. That's Tree Top Radio LA, or you can space it out, Tree Top Radio LA. You can follow, like, subscribe, and share. Every time I go live, you'll get a notification. I do marketing for artists, brands, and businesses. You can contact me on my Instagram page. That's Tree Top Radio. That's Tree Top _Radio LA. Make sure y'all holler at me, man. I got good deals. I do video editing as well. I do photography for any type of events. Just let me know.
I got a chance. Y'all into the new dimension, so pay attention. Drive slow, eyes low, 4 5 close.
Street Top Radio LA, man. We are broadcasting live in Baltimore, Maryland, via Los Angeles, California, man. I'm your host, Big Homie Noches. And we do it big each and every Tuesday. Today is Taco Tuesday, man. Long live PJ21. Long live Meatball. We always going to make sure we show love to the fallen. We have a wonderful episode today. We got a wonderful guest tapping in with us later on. You know I never go a show without always giving my wonderful Black inventors spotlight. This is there they go. There go to my ancestors tapping in with me. This is 1,001 Black inventions. We always want to read our Black inventors and know how our ancestors help contribute to society and to the world. The person that you hear on the music in the background, that is my boy Jamil. He's currently incarcerated behind those walls, man. We want to free Jamil. He is an artist that has some music out streaming on all platforms. You can download Ghetto Blues. Check. You can stream that on all platforms. That's with his Rated R company, entertainment company. So free Jamil. Shout out to Jamil. Now, audience, excuse me, manager. Could you tell my audience to tap in with me? Appreciate y'all. Without y'all, I'm nothing. Now, today we will be reading mathematics. Last Tuesday, if you guys tapped in with me, if y'all tuned in, we talked about some mathematics last Tuesday. We're gonna continue it because we the goats, and Black people invented everything in the world that you see and that we use currently and daily. And we just want to recognize those before us, because, you know, if we leave it up to the colonizers, they won't let us know anything. And if it's left up to them, they invented everything and not us. Okay. So January 11th, today, we're going to be reading invention mathematics fractions. For some of you out there, fractions is very hard. Some of you built like a fraction. Okay. All right. Mathematic fractions. The contributor are the Egyptians. The date is 2200 BC. That is before Christ. The reference, the Nile Valley Civilization, Sertima, 1985, math in the time of the pharaohs, Richard Gillings. Now, this is just a side note before I continue my reading. There was a Greek mathematician. His name was Pythagoras. They say that he was the one who discovered the Pythagoras theorem. That was a lie. He stole that from the Africans in Egypt and took it back to the Greeks and claimed it as his own. Okay, I must continue. Oh yeah, hold up.
What the hell? That's what I'm saying. What the hell?
Ain't doing anything out here. The Egyptian system of decomposition with fractions was tested by a computer in the U.S. that created 22,295 figures to find a better method. The African method was impossible to improve. Let's repeat that. The African method was impossible to improve. So, you see how when we invent things, the colonizers, they try to come and improve on that. This right here, they can't do that. It's legit stuck in concrete. You feel me? All right. Invention number 2 is going to be, this is part 2 of the fractions, mathematics fractions. Contributor again is the Egyptians. The date is 1400 BC. That is before Christ. The reference is the recto of the Rhine mathematical papyrus math in the time of the pharaohs. The Greeks were still using the Egyptian system of unit fractions some 2,000 years after the Egyptian rhyme papyrus 1650 BC. Now, for my people out there in the audio world, you currently cannot see what I'm holding up to my people that are streaming us live on YouTube, but it's just a brief photo, a photo of what the fraction that the Africans used and that cannot be duplicated. All right. Our last invention is going to be the mathematic frustum. Now, the contributor again is the Egyptians because black is God and we are like that. The date is 3000 BC. The volume of the frustum, the cutoff flattened surface of a cone or pyramid, is determined by an African formula that the world's math scientists have not been able to improve upon for 5,000 years. That should tell you something. In geometry, a frustum is the portion of a solid that lies between one or two parallel planes cutting it. Now that is that concludes the inventions, my 1001 Black inventions. For my people out there in audio world that cannot visually see the book that I'm holding up to my live streamers right now, this book can be purchased from Amazon or any ebook where any ebooks are available. It's a Pinpoints and Company. They are distributed from Washington D.C. and Southeast. Southeast. You know, we always want to show love to the district. That's the heart of the city, Southeast, right there. So make sure y'all, if this is a great read, some great information y'all need to check out. There's 1001 Black Inventions. Now, y'all know if you guys tap in with me and tune in with me all the time, y'all know I'm always reading stories. I usually make up stories of my own to read to my audience, but I would like to spotlight a poet from Baltimore. So I'm gonna be reading most of his poems until they're done, and then once they're done, then I'll come back with my own stories. But the title of this story is called. Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta get to it. The title of this story is called Candlelight Dinners. Let me play my music. Hold on. Let me play the soundtrack to this. All right, we're going to play this right here. Candlelight Dinners. Start to a perfect love story. Rose petals, full course meal, true love between two people. Romantic, right? Ain't nothing sexy about sitting in the dark. Blackened petals, a half course meal, pitch dark while love lingers in limbo. I suffered. I cried. All because you lied. Broken family, broken heart. As my dad on heroin tore us apart. Candlelight Dinners. It just gives it a brief overview of the background behind the poem. This one was hard because I was trying to take a soft approach and shed light on the fact that my dad was addicted to drugs and the effects it had on the family over the years. I wasn't really trying to put everything out there. It's such a short piece, but eye-opening in terms of just letting people know that I had this experience. Honestly, it's still a work in progress because it's a lot of conversation within the family that needs to be had for things to move forward. However, the message here is to be willing to start the conversation and discuss the elephant in the room. I had to accept the fact that this was a part of my life and I cannot run from or not talk about it. Acceptance is the step in the right direction and being aware. I would suggest for some writing a letter to get your thoughts out or record yourself talking through it and play it back to listen to better understand your own perspective. These are some things that can be done to get the ball rolling. As you reflect on the next page, ask yourself what method works best for me getting out of my thoughts. I think that was a very powerful poem, Candlelight Dinners, you know, especially when you have parents battling drug addiction. So this, by the way, I'm sorry, I did not say the gentleman's name. His name is Marcus Elmore. He is a Baltimore City resident, born and raised. He has a short book out of poems with explanations behind the poems. So this is my last poem I'm gonna read before I get into my show. I'm gonna put on some commercials and tap in with my guest to make sure she has a parking spot because we just upgraded our office. So I want to make sure all my guests know to park in the front in the guest reserve spot. So the title of this poem is called Every Penny Counts. For my people out there like me that like pinching every penny, you know, that we like to make every penny count. Black boy, cruel world, poor man goes broke. Poverty exists. Sorry, not sorry. To break your privilege bliss. Rusted circles engraved with the nation's first president. Promises of freedom and change. Yet the most precious jewel, my people, is trapped in a web of poverty. Survival of the fittest. Small city mentality in a big, wide universe. A typical cliche, being broke is no joke. Take a step deeper and you'll find a slippery slope of wishful aspirations that money will solve all problems. Scourging from the arms of green glory, instead was the green monster and pile of brown circles. Every penny counts. To be honest, I feel like you don't overcome being broke until you can better manage your finances. Even when working full-time and making salary, when I graduated from college, I still had bad spending habits. I knew what to do as far as budgeting and saving. I just didn't do it and lacked the discipline or willpower to do it. I was living in scarcity mindset in terms of feeling like I never had enough money to pay bills, have fun, be social, dress nice, and eat out. My priorities were not in the right place at all. Now I changed my paradigm to a more abundance mindset and realizing I have enough for everything I both need and want. One thing that helped was to set a goal, whether it financially, spiritually, physically, etc. With this goal, a realistic time frame with the intervals throughout the way in which you could keep yourself on track to not feel overwhelmed. For instance, say if you want to save $1,200 in 3 months, you may set something like $200 every 2 weeks, which is something tangible that you know what the end goal is and how much you need to put in it and how often to reach that goal. You can even go smaller by saving $10 a check for a year. It is a small amount, but by the end of the year, if paid bi-weekly, you have $260 set aside. This is an accomplishment that only you could claim. This helped me to overcome and begin making the decision to break the cycle. The last part is committing yourself and not touching the funds in the process of making them not easily accessible when temptation arises. That was the end of the poem. That is Every Penny Counts. I think that's a very interesting poem and very telling because the title of my show today is Game Face Finance. And with this poem, Every Penny Counts, you know, like the young man Marcus said, that is you have to be able to discipline yourself financially, especially when you're trying to seek freedom, financial freedom. It can be hard when you have bad spending habits. I definitely have some bad spending habits that I'm trying to get myself out of. I think that for the most part, I do, like Marcus said, know how to set myself straight financially. I just have to be proactive in doing so. So the title of today's show is Game Face Finance. We have a wonderful guest that will be tapping in with us. I'm gonna play a couple commercials for you guys, and then I'm gonna come back in.
Is it hard to be fresh if you don't have money, or can you still pull it off?
See, when I ain't had no money, I still had sauce.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you don't got no sauce, then you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also get lost in the sauce.
You can get how you get lost in the sauce?
Man, a bitch gonna get lost in the sauce, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, man.
I'm sprinkling sauce, dropping sauce every street, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I dig it.
Overdose of sauce.
That's what it is.
No meat, just sauce.
When you're born, can you be born with sauce, or do you acquire
No, you
sauce?
can't born with sauce.
You get sauce from.
How you gonna be born with seasoning?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get seasoned. I wasn't born without this sauce.
Hell yeah.
I had to acquire this sauce.
Damn, Slim Dog.
I'm trying to tell y'all, don't worry about what people say about you. They're going to try to belittle you. They're going to try to cellularize your name. They're going to try to sabotage you. They're going to just try to do anything they're trying to do to destroy you.
Oh, hello. Welcome to TTRLA, the wonderful land of cartoons. Here, we make dreams come true. Anything that you want to do has to be started by you. Today on TTRLA, first episode, we have the Black Elote Man. That's right, the Black Elote Man. For those of my people around the globe looking at this commercial and don't know what an elote is, it's the best goddamn corn you'll ever have in your damn life. I'm going to have my man Black Corman take it away. Black Corman, it's on you.
And this is
Elijah and Femi, my helper.
Elijah and his helper Femi. And we're gonna learn how to make esquite. Okay, so what do we do first?
We get a cup.
Okay.
Add some coin.
Okay.
You know, like we feel like the.
Hey, that was my man Black Corman out in LA. Shout out to all my guests that is in the backstage. I appreciate y'all tapping in. If y'all didn't know, we had a refrigerator, got some sodas down at the bottom. You feel me? And so y'all go ahead, have at it. I got my co-host. Hold up. My co-host just tapped in with me. Hold up. I think I heard the knock. Hold up. I think I heard the knock. Yeah. What it do, fool?
Hello, open up. What's Gucci?
What's up, audience? Oh, my man, Friggity. Let's go. My man, your joints looking nice, bro.
Come on, he coming in with the
Come on, you coming looking clean, man. You coming looking clean. Them things tight. Them things tight. Now,
a little bit, but you know,
you feel me? Hey, but since you on here, let's play your commercial real quick, and then I'm gonna get into the purpose. You feel me? Oh, hello. Welcome to TTRLA, the wonderful land of cartoons. Here, we make dreams come true. Anything that you want to do has to be started by you. Today on TTRLA, first episode, we have the Black Elote Man. That's right, the Black Elote Man. For those of my people around the globe looking at this commercial and don't know what an elote is, it's the best goddamn corn you'll ever have in your damn life. I'm going to have my man Black Corman take it away. Black Corman, it's on you.
And this is
Elijah and Femi, my helper.
Elijah and his helper Femi. And we're gonna learn how to make esquite. Okay, so what do we do first?
We get a cup.
Okay.
Add some coin.
Okay.
You know, like we feel like the.
Hey.
we got the micheladas for lunch. You feel me? We outside.
A michelada. Ya no puede caminar. A michelada.
What the hell? I'm sorry. What?
All right, now let me get into my purpose. Okay, I think my guest just popped. I was about to say, die. Oh, no, that ain't even my guest. That's my audience. Shout out to my audience in the back. All right, we're going to start the purpose, and God's willing, my guest will show up. And if not, I'm going to just freestyle a joint, man.
We got this thing. It ain't nothing.
All right, so the purpose of this episode is to help my audience eliminate debt while informing them how to earn passive income. I believe that in order to ascertain generational wealth and financial freedom, you must first be able to free yourself from wants and focus on your needs. In past episodes, I have spoke on the need of Black financial responsibility, where I focus on the difference between good credit, bad credit, and 7 ways to be financially secure. So this episode, I wanted to bring a professional on board to further expound on creating wealth for you and your family. Today, we will be talking with Kimberly Jones, a financial consultant who specializes in life and annuities, business insurance, health referrals, wealth building strategies, emergency accounts, and more. Now, she is supposed to be tapping in with me. You know what? We might have to do something a little ghetto today because, I got these questions, We're going to have to call her up on TTRLA.
That way, it's not ghetto. This like the real,
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? I'm waiting for you.
Oh my goodness, I didn't hear you knock. Oh, it says I lost connection.
Yeah, you're not even in the background, man. Okay. We back live. See, we back live. Hold up, let me get the door knock. She waiting for the door knock. Hold up, hey Jeffrey. Post haste.
Yeah. We gonna make it let in, man.
We got the knock. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank our professional Kimmy. Now, I want to read the purpose over again, just so that you can hear it and be more in tune with us. So the purpose of the episode is to help my audience eliminate debt while informing them how to earn passive income. I believe that in order to ascertain generational wealth and financial freedom, you must first be able to free yourself from wants and focus on your needs. In past episodes, I've spoke on the need of Black financial responsibility, where I focused on the difference between good credit, bad credit, and 7 ways to be financially secure. So this episode, I wanted to bring a professional on board to further expound on creating wealth for you and your family. Today, we will be talking with Kimberly Jones, a financial consultant who specializes in life and annuities, business insurance, health references, wealth building strategies, emergency accounts, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Kimberly Jones. How you doing, young lady? Oh, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, there we got. Hold up, We got action. Thank you, Kimberly Jones, for tuning in to TTRLA. I know your time is limited, so I want to go ahead and get into the questions. Now, the first question that I have for you, Ms. Jones, is where are you from?
How come you sound like your voice is stretched out? It sounds like it doesn't sound like your normal voice.
It doesn't sound like my normal voice?
No, you sound like it's like stretching out.
Like it's stretching out?
It doesn't sound like your voice.
How about now? Oh, let's try something. Let's try. I'm not sure, but usually if this happens, it might
You sound like an
us.
old slow man.
Oh, for real? What sound like now? What I sound like now? How about now?
Okay,
Do I
you
sound
still
better?
sound like a man, but I can deal with it.
How does mine sound? Okay. Is mine lagging as well, or?
Is my co-host lagging as well?
It's lagging. It's lagging.
It's lagging?
Yes.
Okay.
So is that are you playing with your voice right now? Is that like a special effect that you're doing, or is that really like a technical issue?
It's possible it might be a technical issue on my side, but maybe it's her computer. You sound good on my end. Oh, okay. Somebody said maybe it's your
all
computer.
good. Let's try to make it work.
We're gonna make it work. Okay, let's get into these questions. Question number 1. Where are you from?
Thank you. First of all, before you get into the interview, Smiles, thank you so much for taking time and inviting me to your platform. I count it not, robbery to come and share the good news with our friends and family
Amen.
lightly. And I thank you for taking it serious enough to have me on your show. So I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
No worries. I appreciate you coming on. So, Miss Jones, where are you from?
I'm a native from Columbia, Maryland. I was born and raised there. However, I settled down to raise my family here in Baltimore City over 30 years ago.
Oh, wow. Amen. Now, how did you get into being a financial consultant?
That's a loaded question. Okay.
Load it up.
I think finance chose me. Okay. Can I answer, or is it okay? I can go?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. I was introduced to savings and investing through a company that managed both life and wealth building. And the young lady at the time who wrote my policy shared with me the opportunity to learn more and said that I could possibly help other people. And I said, that sounds good. Sounds, like it could be, beneficial, but I was wrong. I didn't feel comfortable at that age sharing, information about finance. And I felt self-confident about it because I was a single mother. I knew I looked crazy with, these little kids trying to keep them together. And I just didn't have the complete package. So I didn't feel comfortable. I left. I did end up getting recruited, and then I took a job at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot all about the savings plans and the career options, and I got into working a job. And then that's where my mistakes happened. I stopped taking financial literacy seriously. I made a watered down version of the savings plan she planned out for me to make myself feel like I was doing something. I believed I had enough to just pay my bills and that there was no room to really save. So if an emergency came up, I always needed to have access to my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then the last mistake, and I think this is what put the nail in the coffin, was when I got married and I turned my decision making over to a person who was just as equally financially incompetent as myself.
Right.
And all of those collectively led to many unfortunate events, and I just never recovered. And it just compounded.
Right.
So needless to say, over 25 years later, now I'm divorced and staring down a mountain of debt, I realized that I had to save. I realized if I had saved on plan, I would have had over $400,000.
Wow.
That's how much money I missed.
Wow.
My situation would have looked so much different today. I ended up calling the same young lady at that time who now has a brokerage worth $7 million. She answered the phone.
Shout out to her.
Yay for the Black woman owning a brokerage. She's one of the only few in
Black people succeeding.
yes.
Yeah, we definitely on that.
Yes.
Yes.
Black woman.
Yes. So I remember vividly sobbing and asking, how was I going to get myself out of this one?
Right.
And she said to me, you can always begin again. And that's where my story began. And so currently I'm a financial strategist. I'm licensed as a life annuities and health agent and a project manager practitioner through the state of Maryland. So what I do is I use my corporate skill. I use my corporate skill set to help families, individuals, and businesses identify and execute asset building projects. That's the title.
Wow, that was definitely a loaded answer. That was a loaded question, and you gave me a loaded answer, and I love it all. So basically, just to sum it up, how you got into being a financial strategist, it was through, making mistakes in life, and not being financial savvy, and not having the right education on how to keep yourself financially afloat until you were able to step back and reach out to the young lady who initially put out the appropriate plan for you to save money, and then you was able to get into it yourself. Is that kind
of sort of, but I think really what it is, I had to take responsibility for the mistakes that I made, and I
Amen.
could not blame my ex-husband. I couldn't blame the economy. I couldn't blame anybody else. I had to really absorb the fact that I was brought the truth, and I ignored it, and I looked for other ways to solve the issues, and it just festered. Had I taken the advice that I was given firsthand, I would have been in a way different position. So it's not even about it is the mistakes, but I had to own it up for myself. I had to take responsibility and be self-reliant and fix it.
Right. And congratulations to you. Shout out to you for taking hold of your financial freedom. Now, what challenges have you came across with the varying communities when it comes to strategizing and things like that? I'm sorry. We may be experiencing.
Oh, I'm losing you.
Okay, your phone, your computer kind of froze a little bit. Okay, there you go. Now, I'm sorry. What did you say? You guys out there tuning in, listening.
The challenges? Okay. Well, the challenges currently have a lot to deal with the economic defranchisement of Black America. You know, Black, yes, that's a mouthful. Black, I was just reading in one of the reports today, if I can quote it, that Black residents have extended to other life outcomes, and the percentage of people with a bachelor's degree is 3.2 times higher for whites than it is for Blacks. In a time when a college degree is often the minimal requirement for a job, our Black residents don't even have that to qualify. So what does that say about the potential for savings? One, there's no financial literacy to meet that gap, and two, who is going to go and help get that message out there? So that's the crusade.
Wow.
But that's the challenge.
The challenge, it seems like, is education of financial literacy in the community, in the Black and brown community, because it seems like from what you said that we as a community are not getting the proper education when it comes to sealing and securing a good financial lifestyle and for the future, for our kids, when it comes to savings and things like that. Is that kind of correct?
Say that again, if you can.
I was just replaying the answer to the question I asked. It seems like the problem when it comes to varying communities and financial stability, it may be due to lack of education that our communities may have when it comes to financial stability. Number one being a lot of our people aren't getting educated to where they're able to get these jobs that have these savings and these different type of things that they can get into.
Well, let's see. I think, and I hope I'm answering it correctly because there's still a little technical difficulty, but what I would like to say is that oftentimes the next door neighbor is the next door millionaire is the security guard.
Right.
Or it can be the security guard. It can be the housekeeper. But if we don't get the people that are making, the minimal paychecks, they don't realize how much is available to them because they've already been fed in the mind that financial independence is not theirs.
Right.
And so when I come into the community to say through outreach that they can or they do have options, they don't believe me.
Right.
So that's the challenge that I really come up against is trying to help people believe that financial independence is for everybody.
Right. It's not a scam. For my people out there listening, financial literacy is not a scam. When you have somebody talking to you about annuities and about life strategies when it comes to eliminating debt, that's not a scam. That's something that we need to have, especially in the Black community, like Ms. Jones said, you know, when you're looking at our white counterparts, you know. So we gotta do better.
Oh yes, they spend money differently.
Yeah. They definitely spend money differently
They
because
spend
they
money
wearing
differently.
the most raggediest clothes, but they pockets fat and swole.
What'd you say, swole?
Fat and swole. My audience crazy. Thank y'all for always laughing at my corny jokes, you know.
Yes.
Now how are you able to help people eliminate debt, Ms. Jones?
Well, the technical answer is the 80-10-10 rule. But what does that mean? That means that you have to make a budget at the beginning of the month. Budget is going to be the new safe word for 2022.
Budget.
If we don't have a plan, or if you're living off the edge of ignorance, the only way to prevent and get out of debt is to have a written plan. There's no exception. There's no ways around it. You have to live according to your numbers. And a friend of mine, Dave Ramsey, I don't know if anybody's heard of him out there, but you cannot out earn disorganization or stupidity, or do what other millions do, is run the odds of winning the Powerball jackpot, which is 1 in 292.2 million.
Right. So it's kind of like insanity thinking you're going to win that lotto.
So you think that, yep, I'm going to get in debt, and then I'm going to go ahead and play the Powerball, or I'm going to go and try for a race that I'm not qualified for. And even if I was to make 45K or 60K, I still don't know what to do with it.
Right.
So again, his statement is spot on. You cannot out earn disorganization or stupidity.
Right. So when it comes to helping eliminate
But
debt,
the technical answer is to build a budget that's
Go ahead. My bad. I forgot we lagging.
Say it again. Oh, no, I was just saying the technical answer, again, back to what I was saying, was to build a budget that's written, that is built around the 80-10-10 rule. 10% to yourself. You got to pay yourself, but that payment doesn't come in the form of subs or a pair of tennis shoes. That's a treat. Paying yourself is saying, you know what, I worked this much and I'm going to put this in that account that I'm not going to touch.
Right.
We confuse treats with paying ourselves, and we think again that we're a dog, and that's where we're losing it. Again, financial literacy.
Right. Financial literacy. I like that. So for my people that are just tapping in with us on the audio side, we have
Wait a minute.
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead, Black woman.
Can we hear the 80-10-10? I wanted to hear the whole side. We heard the 10. Can we hear the whole 80-10-10 again?
You want to do the whole, what did you say? Say that again.
Could you explain the 80-10-10 rule again for my audience and my co-host that may not be catching it, as well as myself as the host?
Please.
We may need you to explain that 80-10-10 rule again.
Oh, the 80-10-10 rule. 80% you live off your living expenses, the mandatory, the fixed costs of your lifestyle. Okay, that's your car payments, your electric and everything. But that 10% goes to charity. The other 10% goes to charity, and then the other 10% goes to you, the payment to you. You have to pay yourself. And what our community does not do is we don't pay ourselves. We treat ourselves,
right,
but we don't pay ourselves.
And that's a quote.
And
Treat
what's really
yourself,
sad
don't
is
cheat
when
yourself.
we get to the point of discussing a retirement. Just say that again.
Oh, and I said that was a quote. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself.
That's it. Exactly. And then by the time people are 60, they have noticed that they have cheated themselves and they cannot recover as fast as they need to, because now retirement is around the corner.
Right.
And they spent a lifetime of treating themselves.
Right. So you have to be disciplined. Go ahead, Black woman.
Is there a purpose other than out of the kindness of our heart that we're giving 10 to charity?
Because the Bible says, give and you shall receive.
Well, again, I don't know what everybody's charity is in their heart, but I do know this, that God does want you to pay yourself. You did do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You do give 10% to the storehouse, which is your charity, your charitable giving outlet, whatever source that is, if it is church or if it's UNICEF or if it's, the wrestlers on the corner who are, doing whatever. I don't know. But again, the main thing that I need our community to hear is that we need to learn how to pay ourselves, and we need to know how to live off of the 80%.
Right. Live off the 80%. Live off the 80%. We need to get t-shirts that say live off the 80%.
And it takes a while to practice. But once you get the hang of it, once you see that that amount growing up, now you have $1,000 in your savings, and you didn't even realize how fast it took.
Right.
Because now it's not being touched. You don't even see it. And now with people having these strategies where you can do direct deposits into more than one account, you don't even have to see it anymore.
Right. So is it fair to say that debt elimination management deals with, number one, managing your 80% lifestyle finances? It also, debt elimination deals with making sure that you are not treating yourself all the time, that you're paying yourself. Debt elimination also deals with debt elimination management also deals with making sure that you have a set aside, like a nest egg, as it were, to the side, to make sure that, and just in case on a rainy day, an emergency fund, you have that set aside.
Right. So as you're building that rainy day fund, by the time you've reached $2,500 by the end of the year, now you can begin beefing up that retirement.
A question.
Okay.
I have a question in the audience. They asked, would you recommend investing in bonds? In bonds? I think she meant to say bonds.
Bonds?
Yeah. Would you recommend investing?
It depends on the interest rate. At this point, what I like to stick with is mutual funds, because they have been running consistently at 10% over the past 40 years. Bonds have gone down between 3 and 6. And those are the bonds, and the certificates are usually what your jobs give you.
Right.
For retirements. So there are some accounts that might go above the 6%, but you have to be able to identify which accounts those are, and be able to ask your employer if there are options with that, with their employer.
With their employer. So for Leroy's, hopefully she was able to answer that question for you. If you have another question, go ahead and type it in the box. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Okay, you answered her question. Look at that. We answering questions. We getting educated. You feel me? Let's throw the hand clap. Now, Miss Jones, do you enjoy what you do and why? That was kind of like a loaded question, but break it down. Take your time. Slow walk it.
I do. I really do. I help enjoy in showing individuals learn how to tell their money what to do. I love to see the control being reversed, and I like hearing the good news that they no longer wonder where it went. I also enjoy seeing retirees who thought they were leaving with $60K from a job, and then notice if they put it in a new account for 15 more years, they could have over $600,000. I like seeing those types of happy beginnings. I also, and even in unfortunate times, I like being able to be that conduit where I can bring a check to a beneficiary for their loved one who has gone on to glory, and give them a $25,000 to $150,000 check. The morning is a little different
Mm.
when you get a
Hello.
check, you know. That's important.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Now,
those
now,
are
Miss
exciting.
Miss
And that's what
Jones,
people
what?
don't realize is that we have this type of access, but it takes a conversation to understand it.
Right. It takes the conversation, and that's why TTRLA is here for that conversation to happen with my audience who is tuned in. We want to give you guys a hand clap because without you guys tuning in, we wouldn't be getting educated. Now, Miss Jones, are you still there? Miss Jones? Miss Kimberly
I
Jones.
think I lost you.
Oh, no, you didn't. I can hear you. I can hear you. Don't worry. As long as you can hear me. There we go. Okay, now my next question. Miss Jones, what is your 5-year
Now you're
goal?
like got a regular voice.
Hey, man, let's throw the hand claps. God is good. Look at that. Won't he do it, y'all? Won't he do it? Won't he do it,
Can you
saints?
repeat that?
Okay. The question is, what is your 5-year goal for eliminating your own debt?
Oh, I lost you.
Oh, you lost me again? Damn it. I still hear you, though. Okay, here you go. Okay, you want me to repeat the question?
There you go.
Okay, baby. There we go. We
Can you
working
please?
so. Okay, now the question I asked about 6 times because we kept getting disconnected. What is your 5-year goal for eliminating your own debt?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of debt. But that's nothing to celebrate.
Oh no, I was celebrating the good question.
To use the debt snowball approach. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I chose to use the debt snowball approach, and this has a longer payback period, but it focuses on the payments on the smallest amount, and it helps by making an extra payment on the smallest loan. And this type of this type of approach is mainly for revolving debt, like your credit card debt and your school loan, any other low bearing interest rate, not like your high rates like your house, cars, or anything like that. Okay. There's 2 types of approaches. There's a snowball approach, and then there's an avalanche. The avalanche is for your house and your car with the higher interest rates. The snowball approach, which I chose because I have a lot of low-hanging debt, okay, like credit cards and school loans, that is just making one extra payment on the loan payments. You can get these types of calculators as an app that can help you manage those kinds of strategies if you're interested. Yes, on Google and on Apple.
On Google and on Apple.
The Apple Store.
Okay.
Yes, they're called debt calculators.
Debt calculators. Now, what you said that you go by a snowball approach. Now, I'm just trying to put it together. What the snowball approach means is like you're building up, like knocking the debt off in a ball motion, like the little debt, because you said it's hanging debt. So the snowball in my mind means like you're rolling through the debt, knocking it out until it gets to a bigger ball of debt elimination.
Yes. Yes. And that's why we say elimination and not management. Elimination discards the debt. It disappears the debt. Management kind of makes it feel like we're still messing around with it.
Right. Right.
And when you're
Management is like
dealing with
you
a goal like
you
that, you
managing the
definitely
sickness,
need to
but you don't
have
really got
control
a
of the
handle on it.
wordplay.
Right. Now, do you have a website?
Exactly. 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 Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's primerica.com / and then my name. My name is Kimberly Jones. And on that website has all of the strategies and all of the products that we use to help people. And it gives a definition about how money works.
Could
Because
you
everything comes with a set of instructions except for the paycheck.
Amen.
Your toaster comes with instructions.
This microphone came with instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could you repeat your website again could you spell out the name, your name, just in case some people may spell it with the I and not the Y?
I will put it in the chat. Yes, I'll
In the
put it in
chat?
the chat. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Now, another question that we have in the chat. Are you hiring?
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Did you hear the question?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Yes. Hiring is a loose word nowadays. Yes, we're always looking for credible individuals who want to partner and learn how to make part-time income. And there are two positions available. You must be able to pass an FBI background check. You have to pass a Maryland state exam, and you have to own a computer. Currently, there's a lot of changes due to COVID and other environmental attacks that, have taken a hit on the economy.
Right.
So the need is great. The brokerage that I currently work for is expanding, and they're holding interviews for qualified individuals if anyone
Right.
knows of someone that may be qualified.
Absolutely. So if you're a qualified individual that is looking for part-time passive income, make sure you guys tap in with Miss Kimberly Jones. She will be leaving the information in the private chat for anyone who may possibly want to ascertain some money on the side, Okay, Miss Jones, my last and final questions before I get you up out of here. I'm not sure if Black Cornman had any more questions for you. You got a question? Okay, go ahead. Ask your question, brother. Ask your question.
I just tried to add it, but it's not letting me add it.
Oh, what, in the chat?
Dang, my question was about the snowball versus the avalanche. If we could get a little bit of, a little more insight about how that's to be done. Like, are we snowballing so we putting a little bit from each check, or we avalanching so we putting the whole check to pay debt, or what's going on?
Oh, that was a good question, Black Corn Man, because that's a good question. Hold up, I think something going on with the connection with Miss Jones. Can you hear us? Solo layout, remove from stream. Hello. Dang, right on the last question. Hold on, let me try to call her. Thank you guys for tuning in on the audio side. If you guys not watching me visually, we try and get our guests back on. We having some technical difficulties with the connection. But
I'm right here. You want me to talk on here?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, there we go. You back. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna hang up. Okay, bet. There we go. We back. Oh, so we had a question for you. Go ahead, Black Coleman. Ask your question.
I was asking if we could get a little more insight on the whole snowball versus avalanche. Is like the snowball, we saving a little bit from a check, and the avalanche, we throwing whole checks at it. Like not the whole check, but the 10% that we eating at it, or what exactly is the difference in the snowball and the avalanche? How does that look in an everyday person's life?
Good question. Did you hear the question? Oh, oh shit. Damn it.
And then we're gonna tap into the website for that one. That's the paid information right there.
That's that golden information. But let me see. Let me try to piggyback, because as a host, I should have been paying attention, which I was. So let me just try to give you a little bit of my insight on what I believe that she was.
Call her, no, call her,
speaking to.
please call her. I want to hear exactly how she's gonna explain it because
He said, "Fuck no, Big Homie Smiles. Call her back." Okay, let me call her. Hold up.
you know me and you talk all the time. I know what you're gonna say. I want to hear what she's gonna say. I'm trying to hear it from the professional for a second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I got her on the show. That's why I got her on the show.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna do it from here. I just got you on speakerphone.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, Black Corn Man, can you hear? Can you hear
Yes.
Black Corn Man? Okay, so go ahead and ask your question. Oh, you can't hear the question. So the question is, could you explain a little bit more between Snowball and Avalanche when it comes to debt?
Sure. Snowball is for low interest debt, like your revolving school loan and credit cards, okay? Things like that. Okay, your school loans rarely go beyond 7%, okay? So revolving is your credit card debt because it's always, it goes down each month, okay? Your Avalanche debt works with your high interest debt, like your house and your car. Your house and your car loans, okay? And then you use that for your highest interest level, your highest interest levels.
Okay.
Interest rate levels. I'm sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Highest interest rate levels.
I got that part, but how does the payoff on them differ?
How does the payoff differ? He got that part, but how does the payoff differ?
How we're paying them off? What's the difference? How exactly does that look like?
It's really not. There is. I think the Snowball is you end up paying longer. You end up paying longer because it's smaller debt. Okay. Usually with your school loans, I think people are on there for 30 years.
Right.
Okay, so you're shaving that time frame off by attacking it by adding double payments, because once your credit card payments are paid, then you're going to take that minimum and then you're going to add the extra payment and then you're going to add the extra payment. So you're paying like almost 3 times the payment on that school loan, which is knocking it down faster, but it's still going to stretch the time out a little bit more. With your high interest strategies,
mm-hmm.
You're still going to pay an extra payment, but you're going to attack the highest interest rate first. So your house might be higher. So you're going to work on doing that debt first.
Oh, okay. So Avalanche, so Avalanche means that you take on the high debt first, like dead on. You put all your money. You like it's going into the principal interest because you attacking it straight in, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Did that answer your question a little bit, Black Corn Man?
Yeah, a little bit. Pretty much, I'm gonna be my own. I have to just be my own charity and my thing, and I'm like that's gonna go towards my high interest debt, and then I'm gonna split a little bit because that 10% that I'm using to pay myself is going all to paying debt, or how is that supposed to be getting breaking down?
So he asked the question. He asked, is the 10% that he's paying himself going to all the debt, right?
No. When he wants, okay, so that's a sidebar conversation because again, 80%, if you are living off of your 80% and you have a debt management plan, so you might decide to do 5% for saving. You might pay yourself 5% in the beginning and then put the other 5% to the debt elimination plan. We do have some people that have done that before.
Okay, Black Corn Man, did that help you out a little bit?
Yeah, I'm seeing the picture.
What it's meant to do is it's meant to the Avalanche is meant to reduce that reduce the hit for the interest that you would have paid over the life of the loan. So if you look at your home, your settlement paper, there's 3 blocks, and then there's a huge block that says this is the amount of interest you will pay if you pay the house down in 30 years.
Right.
The goal is to reverse that amount so that we can save the client that money, and that money could eventually be put back into their home and in their retirement and growing. So imagine that being reversed back into your home and not given to the bank so that they could keep it. The interest is just saying that as long as you take to pay the money back is how much we're going to charge you for keeping the money.
Right.
Because money is not free.
Right.
And that's what we don't realize. Money costs.
Why money ain't free? Why won't they just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I just want to keep doing me.
Beautiful. Did you make that song? What's going on here?
Yeah, I did make that song up just now. I made it up.
You're awesome.
I'm about to get in the booth. I gotta. Okay, this is the last question for you, Miss Jones. Before we let you head on out. I want my audience said they want to give you a hand clap. Hold up. Okay, they give you a hand clap. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, now the last and final question for you, Miss Jones, is what is a quote that you can leave the world to remember you by?
Well, C.S. Lewis is one of my favorite literary giants, and he says it best that you cannot go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending.
Oh.
I think that fits right where I'm at because I have to, one, be kind to myself as I approach the debt, because we often think that we are screwed up, and excuse my expression, effed up, that we are bad people because we didn't do something right or we didn't know any better.
Right.
So you spend a lot of time, being angry about the fact, like I said in the beginning, you have to be resilient enough to accept responsibility, to face the job head on.
Right. That was a great answer. You are your own narrator to your story. Now you may have started a certain way, but at the end of the day, for my audience and my viewers out there, you control the ending. Nobody is going to be the narrator of your story. Should be the narrator of your story. It should be you. So for those of you who just tuning in, we brought a wonderful guest. Her name is Kimberly Jones, a financial strategist that helps with maintaining and like annuities, business insurance, life insurance, emergency accounts, and more. If you guys want to tap in with Miss Kimberly Jones, I'm gonna read her information. It's going to be, hold on, she texted me. Hold up, let me read it exactly how it was texted me. All righty. Oh no. Okay, hold up. I gotta go back to the chat. Okay, so it's gonna be for my people out there listening, I'm sorry. It's going to be primeamerica.com/Kimberly Jones. Her name is spelled KYMBERLY Jones. Now, if they want to reach you directly, is there a business number or office number, Ms. Jones, that my audience can reach you at?
Sure. Directly, it's 410-831-1856.
Go ahead and repeat that one more time for my audience out there.
Thank you so much to everyone for taking time out of your schedules. I hope that there is something I can do to add value to your life, to your family. If you'd like to discuss your situation, I can be reached at 410-831-1856.
Awesome. Well, Ms. Jones, it was a pleasure having you on TTRLA. Everybody says thank you. They got you. You should be getting some phone calls in the near future from people that are tuning in and check this podcast out. I definitely learned something as well. One of the things that I learned was that you have to be the taker of your own destiny. And when it comes to being financially free and setting yourself in a good situation down the future, you have to make sure that you are making sure you know what your wants versus needs are. and that you are doing the 80-10-10, which means you're living 80% off your income. You do the 10% you give to charities or whatever you gotta do, and then the other 10% you gotta pay yourself. You know, not treat yourself, people. Pay yourself. Now I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna add on to this, because this is something that I learned from my cousin Mass. Shout out to Massachusetts. That's his nickname. That's what we're gonna call him for today. So shout out to Mass. He also told me or showed me that if you guys want to save $10,000 in 1 year, what you would do is you would bi-weekly, if you get paid bi-weekly, you would set aside out of your check $250 if you can a week. Okay, so if you do that every week, you set aside $250 or $200. If you set aside $200 every week, by the end of the year, you'll have $10,000. So I mean, if you can discipline yourself with that and not touch that money, it seems like a lot, but if you making $15 an hour, $16, $17 an hour, $250 on the side, really, you ain't even really going. You probably spend that on weed or something like that, or shoes. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good. That's a good way. So
I like
Black Woman.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. I wanted to say, my quote for the day that I'm leaving with. If you dying today and they gotta hear a quote from me, is that you gotta fall in love with the process. That's what it is.
Fall in love with the process.
We're trying to change our habits, not get to a new destination. It's not, I want to get here and this is what I want to know. I'm changing who I am so that the result of everything that comes after that is going to change as well.
Amen. I throw the hand claps. Throw the hand, because I got Miss Jones on the phone, so I'm a physically clap. You know what I'm saying? So Miss Jones, we're gonna let you go. We appreciate you tapping in with us.
But listen,
one more thing. Yes.
I do have a financial masterclass event coming up. It is on January 17th. We're doing it via Zoom, and I would love to have everybody come. And we are giving away a free gift. So I will send you the flyer if you would be so kind. If you would share it with your viewers, I would love to have you guys as my personal guests.
Awesome.
Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye. That, you guys, was Miss Kimberly Jones, the financial strategist here in Maryland. So it doesn't matter where you're at around the world, she'll be able to assist you. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in, tapping in with us, man. Thank you to all of my guests. Thank you to my co-host, who was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check them out at www.blackcornman.com. We don't ask for donations over here. We asking for you to shop with us. You feel me?
Yeah.
For those of you who are not familiar with Black Cornman, he is a Black entrepreneur in Los Angeles, California. He also is an investor in vending machines and ATM machines. And he's always looking for people to join in investment-wise, and join in with this passive income. Is a good way to make passive income. You guys make sure you tap in with him. That's again www.blackcornman.com. When you buy stuff from him, it goes to his kids and him.
Yes,
it helps us create generational wealth so that we can be financial strategists for our own life and handle our mutual funds and watch them bitches stack to the ceiling. You feel me?
And right now we're really looking for, if you want to make some money, we're looking for location scouts. So if you can find a location that's going to be a good location for an ATM or a vending machine, and we're heavy on the vending machines right now, it's a higher payout for you as a location scout. So we're looking for vending machine locations. That's laundromats, office buildings, that's warehouses, that's
does it have to be just in Los Angeles, or is it anywhere in the United States?
It does not have to just be in Los Angeles. If you have a solid location and it is outside of California, you can still contact us and we can make something happen.
Okay, and if they want to contact you for the scouting of the ATMs or vending machines, what's a good number that they can reach you at, Black Cornman?
310-590-6814. Or you can look me up on Instagram, which is DIH Services. That's the Instagram. Or you can use the number, which is 310-590-6814.
598
No, 590
590
6814.
6814. I don't know why I try to remember that, knowing my brain cells is gone,
I don't know why you
eliminated.
trying to remember this in your phone. You got it.
My shit burnt out. I think it's this Buenos Noches mask I got on.
I was just about to say that the mask too tight.
The mask too tight, cut my brain circulation off.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. You know I love being on here, and I'm gonna see you next week. We're going in.
We going in. Hey, we got a wonderful guest next week tapping in from Baltimore, so it's lit. I'm gonna text you that info. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Hey, you already know how it go, man. Y'all already know, man. It's the end of the show. You feel me? Y'all know I never go a show without thanking my beautiful woman, man. Thank you for her giving me encouragement, always trying to put me on the right path of greatness. Sometimes I don't listen, but that comes with knowing smiles, and I'm gonna get better. So I appreciate her. I really love her. I want her to just continue being great. You already know it's free motherfucking Simba until he motherfucking free. Inshallah, my man be home soon. It's a wrap for you DMV rappers though. When my man touched down, it's a wrap. My man already on the album. Shout out to Corday. This nigga already on the album with greatness, man. Shout out to Nas, Eminem, from a bird's eye view dropping the 14th of January. Make sure y'all check that out. My boy Simba is on the intro and the interlude. You feel me? Y'all make sure y'all stream Corday shit. Shout out to everybody out there that's always tuning in with me, man. That's always checking me out, man. I appreciate y'all, man. One day, this YouTube channel gonna get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have like 1 million views. And my loyal, solid followers that's been down with me in the mud, in the trenches, I'm gonna bless y'all. I'm gonna take care of y'all. I got y'all. We going to the top together. You feel me?
102.3. I got my boy Harlem Rule with me and Spider Quinn, Bloodline Quinn boy. Eat the rich shit, man. We on some.
Free Simba. Shout out to Capitol Heights, man. Long live Dino De Niro.